uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom. Well, g'day grubs. Welcome back to channel. Today we're going to be looking at a criminally underrated and rarely seen weapon in PUBG Mobile, the M416. Oh, I'm joking. You know that I'm joking. This is the most common, the most ubiquitous weapon in PUBG Mobile. Ubiquitous. Ubiquitous. Basically, it's everywhere. It's vanilla. It's the gun that everyone loves and everyone uses. And they use it for a really good reason. It works. And not just works as in you can get by with it, like winning a game with a Mark 47 Mutant. It works as in it's one of the most lethal packages in PUBG Mobile, despite not really winning any category of PUBG Mobile. It's just really, really without weak points across the board. And that's a gun that you can leverage to win more games. Now, I am on record as giving this gun probably too much of a hard time. For starters, the gun doesn't care what I think of it. It's a bunch of sprites and pixels and isn't exactly known for fighting back when I call it flavor of the month. But I have called for it to be nerfed, and I have called for it to be put in a crate, and neither of those things has got me a lot of subs. But hey, I'm here to speak the truth, baby. What I want to talk to you today about with regard to the M416 isn't just a flat production line review and guide of the gun. Because, let's be honest, it doesn't really need that. It's so clear what is right with this gun. I mean, no recoil. We don't need to compare it, right? Say, it's got better recoil than the AKM. Like, frogs don't bounce, water's wet, and the sky is blue. And this gun has little to no recoil and has little to no issues with bullet speed and has just a really good all-round vanilla gorilla kind of feel to it. I'm going to talk to you about what's really strange about the gun, for starters. This is something most of you guys know because you've watched the channel for a while, but if you're new to the Bushka, this is the kind of stuff we look at. This is animation kick. When you press the button the first time, the gun is going to kick up. That's the animation kick. Weapon stability is how fast that animation kick returns back to the center of the reticle, your aim point. That's a very good animation kick when crouched with the M416 full auto spraying at 175 meters. But this is the kicker. This is the ridiculous one, no pun intended. Watch the animation kick here when prone. What animation kick, you ask? Like, you see, every time you fire, the weapon goes up. When prone with the M416, we defy the laws of physics. It doesn't have a bipod on it, but it looks like the kind of recoil you get from a weapon with a bipod. And that recoil is already really good. Like, you can use it, you're gonna see here, this is an iron-sighted M416, and I am not prone, I'm just gonna rip and rinse. McDingling is knocked on the fence, and I've got to clutch this up. And I don't have a great scope, don't have a great shot, but I've got to get this done or Dingers is going to get killed, and that's the end of the game. And the M416 has F-all recoil. So when you're running it, you're able to put a lot of shots downrange without much in the way of miss. This is standing up. I'm just standing up 130 meters away with a 6X, and it works. So then we get the situation where you have a gun that you can use to spray with. And this is the weird thing that I've never really understood with PUBG Mobile, is why, and I want to put something out here right now. If you go and play in PC, the M416 had the same issues that it did in PUBG Mobile. They have heat maps for PUBG Mobile, for PUBG, where it shows what weapon is being used at which point in the game. And the M416 just won these things forever. I remember being in an event with Choco Taco, who is an incredibly gifted PUBG PC player, not so good on the mobile. Choco, no disrespect, you're a beautiful trumpet player. You can make a mouse sing, but you can't really do much with the old touchscreen. And he was saying, oh, M416 is my baby. Like, gotta love that M416. And it's revered on PC just like it is on mobile. But I believe that maybe, just maybe, they thought, the makers of the game, the developers, that when they changed it up for mobile, people weren't going to be able to control recoil. I don't think they gave as much credit to humans overcoming adversity and becoming really, really good at whatever the case may be, if it meant winning a video game. And so people went from not being able to really control their character very well to running six-finger claw with full auto settings and just spraying and rinsing everything and hitting sniper shots at 400 meters on tiny dots, because that's what we do as humans. Now, I've got to say, that's made the M416 too easy to use. Come on, let's be honest with each other. It's too easy to use. There's not a lot of challenge with the M4. Even so, I mean, some people are much better at it than others. I'm not one of them. I don't use it often enough. But it is the straw that stirs the drink for the meta of PUBG Mobile. I don't love competitive as much as I'd like to love competitive, because I don't always love the way they play the game. I really despise the DBS in an M416. The whole idea that people are going to basically hold corners and just one-tap people. I don't love it. But you wouldn't have a DBS meta if the M416 did not exist. You can't run a DBS and an AKM the same way you can run an M416 and a DBS. You can't run a Car9 and an Car9 and an Uzi the same way you can run an M416 and an Uzi. Likewise, the UMP, the Vector, they're all guns that are improved by the M416, because the M416 covers so many ranges. You can see I'm running AK here. There were lots of other options for me to run when I was starting this gunfight out, but I picked the M4 as my secondary because it allows me to specialize my primary. And the DBS is the real eye-opener for this. The DBS is the thing that really winds me up the most in PUBG Mobile. Congratulations, M416. It's no longer you. It is the DBS. I hate it. Makes the game stagnant. It makes the game something that, you know, how many times are you in a gunfight where you are running backwards away from a player trying to make space because you know they have a DBS and you know that you've been in this situation before and they're just looking to hit you once. You're on 150 ping and you're like, well, I just can't make this. I just can't make it work unless I have space with them. Well, if you have an M416, you can cover that off as well. You can hit them at 50 meters and render that DBS useless. But if you've got an Uzi, you can't really do that. And if you're running a bolt-action sniper rifle, it's much harder to do that. I prefer to tap fire the M4. It's just how I am. And I also think that it works much like the Mini 14. It's got such a strong recoil profile and bullet speed that it's able to be a tap-fire DMR. It is. It's able to be a full auto spray DMR at 100 meters. I mean, you don't have to be incredible to make it work. Even with bad aim like this, still works a treat. Absolutely carves it up. Does the business. Is a hell of a gun. I'm running the Uzi here. I'm able to run the Uzi because of the M416. So my New Year's resolution is going to be to stop hating the M416. I never really did. I don't like what it does to the meta, but it is what it is. And I'm tired of backstroking upstream to try and spawn with the rest of the salmon as the cavalcade of glacial M4s continues to ring out through the church bells of PUBG Mobile. Let's just be nice to all the weapons this year. We're even going to try and run things like the Mark 47 Mutant and the M16 as a primary. We're going to do fun things and we're going to do good things in 2025. And I'm going to start it off by just enjoying the M4 a little bit more. Remember to like this video, guys. Remember to subscribe to this channel. Remember to be nice to each other, because it does matter. It really does matter. Don't go out there in the plane and start swearing and being a homophobic teenager or something just because it winds people up. Get out there and be nice to each other. Like I'm going to be nice to the M416, and maybe, just maybe, it'll come to love me as much as I love it. Look after yourselves, boys and girls. Stay safe on the battlefield, and until next time, bye for now.